Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to take you along the journey that was setting up my new homeschool planner for the 2024-2025 school year. Let's get into it. First things first, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Kaela. I am a second generation homeschool mama to 4 girls. Currently homeschooling my rising 5th grader and 2nd grader. This will be our 7th year homeschooling as a family, and on this channel I love to chat all things homeschool life, mama life, parenthood, just all the things with you guys. I like sharing curricula resources and reviews, let you guys know what's working for us, what we're using in our homeschool, and we do tend to lean towards secular resources or faith neutral resources in our homeschool. So if any of that sounds like it is your cup of tea, I hope you'll consider clicking the subscribe button and joining us for the journey. All right, let's jump right in to setting up my planner for the upcoming school year. I would love to have done this all in like one afternoon, just, sipping tea and enjoying some solitude and some quiet. That is not the case. I'm sure many of you can relate. I am a mother of 4. Free time is very minimal at best. Alone time is almost non-existent. So I did do this planner setup in starts and stops, in little bursts of time that I stole away to go and just get a couple of pages done or lay down a few stickers. So what you're watching was filmed over a couple of weeks of just short little bursts of time that I wanted to film and share with y'all. I started out with what I think is the easiest part, which is just doing my monthly pages. This is a 12-month undated planner, and I'm going to be starting it with August and then finishing it with August. I typically don't use that last month of the planner. By that point, I'm already transitioning into a new planner. So ideally, I guess I would need like an 11-month undated planner, just to limit unused pages. But no big deal. I am still totally loving the Schoolnest undated planners. I really like the Minimalist planner options. This will be my 2nd year using the Minimalist notebook planners from Schoolnest. It will be my 3rd year using a Schoolnest planner. So that first year, I bought the larger edition, not the Minimalist edition. And I ended up modifying that, taking the spine off and doing a disc-bound system myself, which was really time-consuming and probably not at all worth it, but I wanted to see if I needed that extra room for customization, and I ended up not really needing it. So last year I did purchase the Minimalist edition, and I found that was much better suited to my needs. So I did go ahead and get another Minimalist edition for this year. In the description box below, I will have my Amazon shopping list for all things planning, which will include all of the Schoolnest planners that I have used thus far, as well as pins, stickers, washi tape, just about everything that I have used for my planners. So be sure to check that out if you're curious about what I've used in the past or anything that you're seeing in today's video. Here on this 2-page calendar spread, I'm going to go ahead and cover up the title of field trips. I don't want to use this page to keep track of field trips. I will use a very similar setup to what I did in my last planner, where I do 2 calendar spreads. One calendar page will be our school year schedule for the year as far as the times that we are planning on taking off, and the other will be learning themes or topics or books that I'm planning on using in any given month of the school year. That setup worked really well last year. Went ahead and set up my attendance page, relabeled classes to goals, and then on these book list pages, I didn't like how my handwriting turned out, so I'm going to go ahead and put some washi tape and leave those open-ended for now. I'll set up the little header boxes for the curriculum overview pages and then go ahead and fill in the resources that we're going to be using later on. And then I'll go ahead and get my curriculum progress boxes labeled, or at least some of them labeled. And then my last step is to just add a little bit more personality with some stickers. Okay, so this is kind of the finished product. Not sure what to do with these blank pages yet. I was taking a look at my planner from last year, which is a very similar, almost identical layout to this cover version. They're both the Minimalist notebook planner from Schoolnest. And I wanted to see what I ended up doing, because obviously these are kind of ongoing projects, right? Like it's almost like a living document where it just continues to get added to and changed throughout the homeschool year. And so I wanted to see, like, did I end up with blank pages last year? And I did. So I never figured out what to do with this first introduction page. I had made like a table of contents with washi tape because I marked my months with washi tape. I ended up not, it turned out super cute, but for practical purposes, it wasn't the most practical. So that is why I opted for monthly tabs this time around. I'm going to try that out and see if I like it any better. The washi tape coated system just wasn't super practical. I would end up having to flip through to find my months anyway. I used one of these blank pages for a penciled in rhythm that honestly I didn't ever really go back to or like edit. So it's loosely what we did, but definitely not exact. So I could use one of these for a rhythm page. I could use one of these for like important passwords or contact information. There's a very good chance it will stay blank all year because, you know, I did end up with blank pages last year. Here's another example of a page that I didn't really use. I had a blank classes page and a blank curriculum overview, a couple blank curriculum overview pages. So, you know, it might be the same kind of situation here. I set up my attendance. I did change the page that said classes. I just put a couple stickers over it, changed that to goals. I have a box for my two older daughters. I'm probably going to make a box for either just myself or myself and my husband. And then maybe I'll do like a box for my toddler. I'm not quite sure yet. I have sort of our main group subjects in each of these boxes for curriculum overview. And then I have a curriculum overview page for my 5th grader and my 2nd grader, which is the same as what I did in my last planner. And then again, I'm probably going to end up with blank curriculum overview pages. I don't mind the blank pages. I really appreciate that she does give you ample space because eventually, years down the line, I'm going to have 4 students. I don't have 4 students now because my youngest 2 are too small, but eventually they will join our homeschool. And so this layout will actually work really well for me in a few years down the line when I have 1, 2, 3, 4 girls and they each have their own page for their curriculum. Book list pages I kind of left open for now. What I did last year was I had sort of a section for our family read alouds, and then I broke that down into novels, like anthologies or collections, and picture books. And I had those color coded by the month. I really love the way this turned out as far as the color coding, but I'm just trying to keep it a little bit more simple. We're not really doing too many like novels as family read alouds this year. We didn't even get to all of these. Only the ones in pen did we actually read. The ones in pencil we still haven't read. So I'm just trying to, you know, be a little bit more loose and open with the book lists this year and just kind of see how I end up using them. Just like last year, I did go ahead and set up a book list page for each of my homeschoolers. This worked out really well, just keeping track of what they read independently in their spare time for fun. I will do that again this year. And that is all my book list pages. So what I might end up doing is I might keep track of like all of the books we do for world geography on one spread, and then books that we do for our short term with medieval history. That's going to be like about 6 weeks. Might keep that on a page, and then if we actually do end up reading any like novels or longer books as a family, I could list those here. But I'm just undecided yet, so I wanted to keep that open and not add any labeling to it. For my curriculum progress charts, I do use these. I'll show you last year. I did end up using them for our family group subjects. I used them for my then 4th grader and my then 1st grader. I always end up with a couple of blank ones, but you know, I do utilize the pages. So I'm doing a similar setup. Family subjects, I went ahead and listed. I kept these open, so if I need to add something else, I can, but these are like the things I know for sure that we're going to do. And then I did a 2-page spread for my 5th grader, so I have a tracker for each semester of math, so Dimensions 5A and Dimensions 5B, and then I have her writing, her spelling, her grammar, and her brain food. I did not use a box for her literature studies or poetry, just because those are a little bit looser, like we might not get to all the novels, and I don't want to, you know, use up a box for each of those things. So these are sort of like her core subject work that I went ahead and put in here. And then same thing with my 2nd grader. I have her math broken down by the 1st semester and the 2nd semester. I have her all about reading, her all about spelling, and her grammar. And not sure if I will end up needing this one. I feel like I forgot something for her, and so I might end up filling that in if I remember what I wanted to use it for, but it's okay if it stays blank. And then we just go right into our month pages. Each month spread is followed by a review spread. And again, I did opt for tabs this time around, whereas last year I did washi tape on the edges of pages, which was much more tedious than the tabs. It did turn out super pretty. Like, I loved the way it looked, but it was very tedious, very time consuming, and not super practical. So I think that the tabs are going to work out for me better. They're not as cute. They're not as pretty. In fact, the entire planner, if I had to summarize it, is not quite as gorgeous as my planner from last year. Like, I became very attached to this planner. I love the cream paper over the stark white. I loved just the overall aesthetic. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I almost got this one for a 2nd time. That's how much I love it. But then I was like, that's crazy. Get a new one. Try a different cover. So yeah, that should tell you like how attached I am to this. Like, I almost just rebought it and started a whole new one. And who knows, maybe I will end up rebuying this for next year or some year down the line in the future. But for right now, I do really like this. I am pleased that I picked this cover. I always love all of the artwork in the Schoolnest planners. I think that Megan at Schoolnest just does a fantastic job of making things cute, but also keeping them really minimal and open-ended. So I'm excited to jump in. Hopefully I just continue to like tweak this and make it my own throughout the year. I really appreciate you guys joining me for the video. I hope that you found this helpful or entertaining. If you did, be sure and give the video a thumbs up. I will be continuing my planning and prepping series. In the next video, I'm going to be setting up our full calendar and schedule for our homeschool year. And as we get further along in the year, I will be taking you guys along into some weekly planning videos as well so that you can get a feel of how I'm using this, how I am implementing all of our curriculum choices, all of the resources that we've selected. So make sure that you're subscribed if you enjoy homeschooling planning videos, because I definitely have more headed your way. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now and happy homeschooling.